de invitar a pasar al escenario a Dolph Wang, quien es vicepresidente de Huawei. Dolph, por favor, acompáñanos aquí. Bienvenido. The floor is yours. Gracias. Un aplauso, por favor.
Okay. Buenas tardes. This is Dolph Wang. Actually, before I came to this stage, my colleague reminded me that I have 1 year to practice my Spanish. Otherwise, next year I will not be here. So sorry for I speaking English today. Yeah. Okay. So actually, today's my topic is focused on connectivity. So before we go to the technical details, sorry, how to switch this? Yeah. It's not working. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So before we go to the technical details, maybe first let's look into this picture. This is the how in the ancient time, I mean 1,000 years ago, how the Chinese emperors' understanding of connectivity. So once they have money, they make a big investment, I mean, to connect their territory and people with these connected walls. And this investment keeps China united as a big kingdom. I mean, so I believe this is one of the good evidence, I mean, for almost 2,000 years, I mean, on the continuous investment of connectivity. And it makes sense, right? So that's the first case I want to share with you. Also, I believe a lot of people know this theory. I mean, this is the Maslow's theory about human needs. But before I come to it, I want to make an on-site survey here. I mean, with all the honorable guests here. The question is, how many of you haven't connected to your social network today? Please raise your hands. So we have a few gentlemen there. So you are our potential customer. Thank you. Yeah. So with this modified theory, I mean, connectivity or connection become one of the human being's basic needs of everyday life. So that's another case for how important the connectivity is. So start from last year, Huawei make a lot of investment and research on this new name, what we call Global Connectivity Index. We hope, I mean, we create this tool, I mean, to benchmark, to measure, to score, and also to identify the opportunities in the digital transformation to every country on the digital economics. So today, I also take this opportunity to share you this tool to all the honorable guests here, the policymakers, and also the industry leaders. I hope we can use this tool to better identify, create, or capture the opportunities in digital transformation in every country's technology and economic. What is a Global Connectivity Index, or we call GCR? It is, we call 4+5 dimension framework. So from left to right, I mean, this is the economic cornerstones. We take supply and demand from the traditional economic theory. That's easy to understand. Experience is one of the most important features, I mean, in the internet economy, right? So, and I'm going to explain it in the next page. And the last is the potential. This morning, I believe Professor Cates from Columbia make a lot of inspiration on how important the potential development is for a country when developing the digital economy. In the horizontal domain, also we introduced 5 technology enabler. I believe those names are very familiar, to all the people here. Cloud, Internet of Things, big data, broadband, data center. We're talking about this a lot in the morning session and in the previous session. Yeah. I want to give you a quick glance on how we define this SDEP angle. This morning, and also in the previous discussion, panel discussion, people make a lot of comments on the big numbers, big supplier, big demand of subscriptions, in every country. Here I would like to emphasize on another 2 dimensions. One is experience. My wife joined me last month, in Mexico. He moved from China to here to stay with me. And he's, the first week, he complained me and pushed me, to upgrade the bandwidth of my apartment. Why? Because he wants to continue to watch the same movie series, from China. He didn't finish yet. So that's another example for the experience management, how important to drive the business needs, from my personal experience. Another thing is the potentials. How much investment on the patents, on the R&D part, and also on the human resources decide the potential of every country to grow your digital economic in the world. So that's a quick glance of the SDEP cornerstones. The latest study, we make a comparison of GCR with GDP per capita, give this picture. We make investigation on about 50 countries all around the world, and we found that there's based on the GCR performance, we have 3 clusters of countries. We call it the leaders, the followers, and also the beginners. In Latin American region, Chile is doing a good job. It's almost in the first cluster, which is very close to the leader countries. But then also the other major countries have different rankings in this picture, mostly located in the follower and the beginners cluster. But we think the ranking is not important. The important is, how to shorten the gaps and obtain the leading position in the rankings, in the digital economic competition. So one of the main conclusion, from the GCR study, we found like this. Every 20% of growth of investment in ICT sector will generate a 1% of increase in the GDP of that country. So statistically, we see that in this region, Brazil and Chile are doing well, higher than the global average. But then also we recommend, the following countries should make more investment, to shorten the gap in the GDP and also the digital economic competition. Where to invest? So that's another important angle of the technology-wise factors. When we compare with the global average score, we find that, okay, Latin American, we are the best is the broadband. That's the area we are very much close, to the leading countries. So here we recommend, if we do more investment on the broadband session, I believe it will be quicker to shorten our digital economic gap, with the world-leading countries. So that's also one of the funding. But of course, the other technical domain also worth more investment. Technology. 3GPP make a very clear roadmap on how to better develop the mobile broadband, MBB. So today, there's more than 400 network, LTE network has been built around almost 160 countries. So that's become a big trend. That is, LTE become the main investment for MBB for all the telecom operators. The percentage today is 60% of the investment is on LTE. It's much faster than we expected. We were thinking the 3G will last longer, but today, I mean, it's already 60% of investment go to LTE, and we believe in the coming years, this will increase to 80%. But it will take us another 3 to 4 years from 4G to 5G. So how we, maintain the long-term investment and the assets of the current 4G network and make it smoothly, elevate it to the 5G is the challenge for all the operators. Here, we recommend, the 4.5G technology, which is LTE evolution. There's a lot of terminologies for technologies, but here I think that you just need to remember 3 key features of 4.5G, which is LTE evolution. The first one is the capacities. Compared to 4G, the introduction of 4.5G will guarantee you 3 times of capacities, more capacities. Second, more connections. This, the current technology for 4G, 3G is mainly focused on the communication needs for mankind, for human beings. But now we all know that, for the Internet of Things, all this requirement, we need more connections to connect the devices, the cars and everything. So the 4.5G will ensure 100 times of 4G about the connection requirements. The last point is the latency. This is also to guarantee the communication between devices. Again, 4.5G will have a better performance, 5 times higher than the 4G. So this is a guarantee for the technology evolution and also to maintain your investment and the current network assets. Last page. My colleague asked me to go faster. 5G is a future, and everyone knows. The development of 5G will bring much more advanced features, the technology. And again, it will enable a lot of industry, to improve the digital economics performance. Huawei, we make a big investment. In the coming years, we committed to invest more than $500 million in the R&D in all the 5G technologies, and we believe we are the leading company in the industry for the future MBB and 5G development. And also here, I hope we can take this opportunity, to help all the Latin American countries, to build a better connected world through the technologies. So that's my brief of this presentation. Muchas gracias, and I hope I can have a clear understanding of this subject. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Dolph. Muchas gracias por la información que nos presentaste. Pues, hora de café, ¿no? Creo que es importante. Tomemos un café y nos vemos en 15 minutos para el panel número 4, el Internet de las Cosas. Vamos muy bien esta tarde. Gracias.